Hola!
¿Cómo está?
Hey guys,
Muy bien.
happy Friday!
Happy Friday.
How's it going? We are back here, Friday morning live. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I am super excited.
I like Friday mornings.
I'm excited. It's going to be a good show. It's one of our favorite topics.
I like to sit here and hang out with you guys in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like Friday morning. We're like, should we do these more than Friday morning? But then we're like, would that prevent us from doing other work?
Drew asked me, do you want to do a live show every morning? And yes.
I did say that.
Yes, I would. But then I don't know when I'd get my other work done.
We did do like Tuesday mornings. We've been doing some lives for your Trivia Tuesday.
If you haven't checked out Trivia Tuesdays, head to my page. We got a gooder this week. You have to
gooder.
You have to scroll down a bit to see my past posts, but most likely if it's a video on my page, it's going to be a Trivia Tuesday. And they're a whole lot of fun.
They're a whole lot of ridiculousness.
A whole lot of ridiculous. Drew makes them that way.
I do not. Let's go on Instagram.
Yeah, so we're excited to be here for another Friday morning live, hanging out with you guys. We've got our peaches and cream oatmeal that we're snacking on here, and we've got our green tea. Ooh, such a good segue into our topic.
Oh
green
boy.
Tea.
Okay.
We don't have to jump right into the topic. I'm just saying these are things that are to go along with our topic this morning.
Immune system.
We're going to be talking about our top 3 ways to avoid getting sick through the fall and the winter, but these are practices that we should be doing always. The things we're going to talk about, not just like, ooh, it's fall, I better get on the immune system. Our immune system is a very, very, very important part of our overall health.
Very.
Very, very, very important part of our overall health. So we need to be taking care of our immune system all the time, not just when these times arise, like fall. I think whenever there's a change of season or a change in routine.
I like that name.
Yeah, I like that too.
Anastasia. It's like magical.
It is, like a princess. And Drew cut me off, so I don't know what I was talking about, but let's...
Oh, Anastasia says, I listen to your podcast every time.
Aw, thank you.
Awesome. Do you mean these live shows, or do you mean our podcasts on, like, a podcasting platform? It's always nice to know where people are listening.
Good morning, Jen.
Morning,
Jen's
Jen.
over here on Facebook.
What's up, Jen? How is your cleaning supplies?
Jen's loving her Thieves Household Cleaner. She
awesome.
wrote a really nice testimonial, so thank you, Jen.
You know what's cool is, like, I feel like, I don't know, I know we do it all the time, but we, like, just had that conversation of, like, talking about your household cleaner.
Yeah.
And, like, how well it cleans. And then, like, maybe a week later, Jen ordered, and then she's like, oh, this stuff works really well.
Yeah.
I just think it's really cool to have that, I don't know, to have that reinforcement. Like, we know it works, but it's nice that, like, we got a chance to talk about it, and then Jen got a chance to try it, and then she's like, it is awesome. So it's pretty cool to be able to do that. Pretty cool to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about you specifically when I say this, Jen, but I think a lot of us are afraid of natural cleaners not cleaning as well as the other conventional cleaners.
I was like that.
But I don't know, it's just, well, Jen can attest to this, that Thieves is the bomb and cleans very well. And I think it cleans, well, I know that it cleans better than conventional cleaners. But when we think about cleaning with toxic ingredients or toxic products, are we really cleaning? Question mark. Is it really getting things clean?
Well, it's like this.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to.
I was leaving a little segue for you.
You and your Segway were... You guys remember those Segway things that had, like, the thing like this?
I think they're still a thing.
Really?
Yeah. There's a little security guard on the pier. The Redondo Beach Pier is right in front of us, and we can see it out our window. But there's a security guard that, what do you say, patrol or guards during the nighttime? And anyway, he has one of those little things like Paul Blart. He looks nothing like Paul Blart, but it's so funny. Stands up on his little thing and me around the pier. It's kind of funny. Anyway, side note, fun fact.
Maybe they don't even. Do you guys know who Paul Blart is? It's like the King and Queens guy. What's his name?
Doug Heffernan.
Doug Heffernan from King and Queens. Anastasia says, I mean a podcasting platform. She says, geez, actually it's so unreal to see you guys, not just hearing you.
Aww.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Thanks for tuning in.
We are real people. Not just voices or talking heads. Are you talking about Exploring Mind and Body, Anastasia? Do you know that we have a new podcast coming out as well?
And Drew is super, super excited about the new podcast. I hope we didn't,
I think it was paused.
Sorry, we paused.
So I'm guessing that you're talking about Exploring Mind and Body, but we do have a new podcast coming out soon.
Soon! You were aiming for today.
I was hoping today that we could officially launch and be all excited, but I don't have a notification from iTunes yet. But you may be able to catch it on a different podcasting platform unofficially. There's tons of podcasting platforms out there. I'd imagine most people watch them on. Most of our downloads and most of our information or feedback comes from iTunes. Anastasia, is that what you listen to? Where do you guys listen? Do we have any on our Facebook? Do we have any podcast listeners? I know Sue listens once in a while. What's up, guys? What's up, Sue? Morning, Sue.
Well, morning, Sue. We see there's a number of you tuning in here on Facebook. We'd love to say hello, so if you could shoot us a comment or a message in the comments to say good morning, we'd love that. We always like connecting with you guys. See who's watching and listening and tuning in. And if you like what you're hearing throughout the show, hit that hearts button.
Dorothy, can we see your hearts? Can we see your heart?
I have a very difficult time forming a heart. Is that it?
We did a video. We did a video.
Oh, look at that heart. You do it, Drew.
We did a video, and Dorothy was like, we were singing together. If you guys we talked about it briefly here. Dorothy's been doing some more like fun.
Well, on my side, it looks like a heart.
I'm talking. We're doing like more fun videos, and one of our videos, Dorothy and I are singing together. This was released to a private group, and we'll share snippets of it for you guys as well. But anyways, there's like a singing part, and Dorothy like tries to do it. It's like a love part, and she's like tries to throw up a heart, and this is what it looks like.
And then we watched.
She's like,
we watched the video after, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't really know how to make a heart, do I? That's like a little dancing blob." I was like thinking I was making a heart, and then it looks like a circle or something.
Oh my gosh.
But on my end, is that better? That doesn't look like a heart either. But on my end, it does. See?
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, so I wanted to share with you guys, we had Anastasia over here talking about podcasting. So Anastasia, we do have a new podcast coming out today or tomorrow. We're going to launch. We're going to have a contest for people that are we're going to have a giveaway for people that are going to rate and review on iTunes. I'm really trying to get on New and Noteworthy. I don't know how difficult that is. I don't know if you need like millions of people. We don't have that type of audience. Dorothy and I were talking earlier, like we have a really strong like supportive system. And we're like small but mighty. If you compare to people that have like hundreds of thousands of followers, which we don't, we're okay with. But we have a very supportive group. A lot of you come in here in and out all the time, so we appreciate that. But the new podcast is called Transformations Through Running. And one of the interviews, Dorothy and I were watching a video snippet, and we were like both in tears.
Can we tell them which one, or does it have to be a surprise?
Yeah, you can tell them.
So Drew interviewed a woman who was doing Ironman.
Okay.
Oh, I don't need help. I'm good. Who was doing an Ironman, and he asked her training, and she's a triathlete, and he asked her what was one of the most difficult, or am I spoiling it?
No, tell him.
If I say this? Okay, he asked her what was one of the most difficult things that you've ever dealt with mentally, physically while racing, and she experienced some going through a race and experiencing hypothermia. And anyway, she sent Drew a clip of her talking to her family during the race, she was so cold, wanting to give up, but her family was like pushing her, giving her positive energy to keep going, keep going, keep going. And it was just so emotional that Drew and I were both crying.
She was crying in the video, and she was like shaking.
She's like, I'm so cold.
And then she was peeing.
Yeah. You spoiled it.
Oh.
Maybe not.
Well, you gotta watch. Then she was peeing, and then Dorothy and I were like, oh my gosh, how could anyone do this? And it's amazing, like the stories. So I've done 5 interviews, and I have 5 more lined up. We're gonna do season 1 with 10 episodes and see how it goes. And we're hoping we'll get some excitement and people listening. And anyways, like I've a couple interviews, I had tears, I had shivers, I had goosebumps. Like there's such amazing like inspirational motivational stories. So we've launched it kind of for the running community, but I think now that I'm listening to these interviews and doing them, like anyone could learn from them, and anyone could understand like the most challenging parts of your life. You can get through them.
Yeah, it is a running podcast, but it's geared towards struggles and triumphs, and how to overcome difficult moments in your life, and how to celebrate success and be successful and achieve success. So like Drew said, even if you're not a runner, or you're not a triathlete, or you're not doing those things, you can still get benefit out of it, or learn something from the shows, or still touch you.
So that's what we have going on. That's coming up in the next couple of days. So if you guys are podcast listeners, even if you're not podcast listeners, I'm hoping that you'll be podcast listeners for like a few weeks,
so that we can get on. What is it?
It's called New and
Noteworthy.
I think that when it's almost like I almost don't feel right like setting that as a goal, because I feel like chasing numbers isn't it's not a realistic goal.
Well, and that kind of goes for everything we teach too, right? Like, we don't chase numbers on the scale, or running numbers, or things like that either.
Yeah.
So it probably feels a little strange to you.
It does feel a little strange. Like, it doesn't feel authentic. But at the same time, I've never got a chance to launch a podcast before. Like, when I launched Exploring Mind and Body, that was on the radio show for a year before we put it on as a podcast. And there was no, like, excitement, or there was no...
lead up.
Yeah, there's no lead up. There's nothing. And then I like look at all these podcasts, and everyone's like, I got on New and Noteworthy, or I'm so excited to launch my podcast. I never had that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is my chance to do that, and I'm excited. I want to share that with you guys. Yeah, like I said, I don't feel like that chasing that number is the proper goal. I had this conversation with a guy, and he was like everyone wants to get their podcast like monetized, or they want to get paid, or they want to get sponsors for their shows. Like there's like hundreds of thousands of podcasts. I think just under 1 million maybe. But anyways, they're growing, and a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to do it to make a bunch of money. And this guy told me this conversation, he gets 40,000 downloads a month, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, we're not even close to that with Exploring Mind and Body. And he's like, I was like, have you been able to monetize? Right? Like, have you seen any like direct results from that? And he's like, well, no, not really. And we get like a quarter of that, and we're able to have a supportive audience like you guys, and we're able to sell our products, and we're able to do this as a profession full time as opposed to part time. So I think like that number of like 40,000 or 100,000, it's not like beneficial in any way other than your ego being like, this so many people are hearing this message.
Yeah.
But the return from like that we get from you guys is so much more than if we had like hundreds of thousands of people.
So really what Drew's saying is we love you all, and thank you for being so supportive of us.
In a nutshell.
So Jen, I just want to go back and read some comments here. Jen says, actually, I said it was magical. You did, Jen.
Maybe tell our listeners
that was, if you're just tuning in, earlier in the show we were talking about Thieves Cleaner, like Thieves Household Cleaner, and Jen just started using it, and we were talking about how effective it is for a natural clean. And Jen says, actually, it's magical. John's in here. John says, good morning, y'all. Good
What's up,
morning, John? Thanks for tuning in. We've got Krista in here. Hey, Krista. Is it a Friday off, Krista, or is it just before work? And Sue says, I use the podcast app, and Krista said the same thing. Podcast app for me, too. And Teresa's in here. Good morning, Teresa.
Krista, I didn't know you listened to podcasts. What kind of podcast do you listen to, Krista? I know we talked a bit before, Sue, that you mentioned that you listen to a podcast. I'm always interested to know what people are listening to, so we can figure out the best route to go with our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to mention John real quick. John wrote in a really nice testimonial, and I won't share that yet, John. I did want to ask you if I can share it at some point, anonymously or not, but it was a couple paragraphs of a really nice message, and I think those are the kind of things that wake us up in the morning.
Yeah.
And we get a chance to hear messages of how we've been able to help people or change people or make a difference in their lives, and that 100% is why we do what we do every day. Isn't that right, Dorothy?
That's right, Drew. Just hanging out, guys.
Krista says, yep, Friday off.
Yay!
And then...
When's Canadian Thanksgiving?
Sue said you, of course.
Is it
Yes,
Canadian
of course.
Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
What's the date?
Is it Thanksgiving, guys?
When's Thanksgiving? I never know. We're here, we're there. Thanksgiving here, Thanksgiving there. I can't keep track of...
Halloween?
I can't keep track of 2 countries. Well, Halloween is always October 31st, no matter where you are.
I meant Halloween's coming up.
It is!
Could you take that battery out?
Yes.
John says, day 14 using TriMag, feeling good and noticing a bunch of change. Here's our TriMag. If you guys aren't on TriMag, you need to be.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, he says Monday the 14th, so not this weekend, the next weekend.
Oh, okay. Teresa said no next week.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Drew, I think we should get into our topic.
I don't think so.
You don't want to?
I'm enjoying talking about nothing. Do you guys want to have let us know in the comments. Would you guys like us to do our topic?
I really want to talk about our topic.
Of course you do.
It's one of my favorite topics.
Sue says, meaning, I listened to you, of course. Thank you, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
I wanted to say something else before you get into all topic.
I just feel like maybe you guys can help us out here. I feel that if we put up a topic, like, for example, this show, we're talking about our top 3 ways to avoid getting sick through the fall and winter. If people click, that's what they want to hear about. But Drew's like, no, let's hang out, let's have some conversations. And I'm like, no, let's get to the topic. So let us know what you like. If you like hanging out and just chatting, or if you like if we get to the topic right away. Let us know.
Yeah, I'm interested in that too. It's always good to know. Otherwise, how would we know?
Right.
If we don't know, we don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't tell us, we don't know.
And just know you get more points if you are on my side. If you're like me and want to get to the topic right away. No.
No points.
There are no points, actually. What are you doing, Drew?
I'm sharing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start talking about the topic.
Just wait.
Just wait, he says.
We got some comments on here.
Okay.
Krista said, do you want to read Krista's?
Krista says, I listen to Exploring Mind and Body, of course, The Brendan Show, Earn Your Happy, Rise and Conquer, but I usually just search for a topic I'm wanting to learn about. That's cool.
So you don't have a specific show that you watch, besides EMB. Okay, thanks for sharing. Krista, I always appreciate that feedback.
And Teresa says, gotta head to work, have a fantastic day, and enjoy your weekend. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good day. Okay. We're not getting any responses for our... I think they don't want to.
Nobody wants to take sides, I don't think.
We guys don't... We're not I think you should move up a bit.
I should move up?
Okay, you guys don't have to take sides. We're not going to make you choose one or the other. Go ahead. Dorothy wants to get into it. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Are you going to start?
I'm ready. 3 things. You want me to start?
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting. So, just so you know, Drew's gonna talk more. We're gonna kind of divide here. I'm gonna put my little
Dorothy's playing.
Oily hat on and talk a little bit about
Shocking.
some support from the essential oil side. Drew's gonna talk more about nutrition, exercise, and wear that kind of true form hat. But the number one thing that we wanted to talk about was we have three things. The number one thing was detoxing those germs or those toxins out of our bodies, because naturally our bodies accumulate, I don't know if that's the right word, but accumulate or come in contact with toxins that sometimes are out of our control, like environmental toxins, for example. So that if we want to have a strong immune system and avoid feeling not well or sick, then we have to address that first and detox those germs and those toxins out of our body. So from essential oil point of view, number one would be Thieves essential oil to have in your house. Seriously, I don't know how anybody lives without Thieves essential oil. We use it every single day, and this is a germ eliminator. So using Thieves, diffusing it in a diffuser, applying it to the bottom of your feet or behind your ears, or inhaling it, just having it in your home consistently is going to eliminate germs in your home. So if you don't have Thieves, it's a great one to get started with. Every home should have Thieves, in my opinion. And then another great detox oil is lemon essential oil. Very citrusy aroma, so very nice, but great for detox as well. I like to rub some on my belly topically, inhaling, diffusing. Great to get rid of toxins in the air or toxin buildup in our body. And then purification is great as well. It's known for an odor eliminator, but great clean air as well to get rid of the toxins in your house and the germs away. And then if you do catch yourself with a little cough or a little cold, RC is always great to have on hand as well, because it's great for your respiratory system. So those are just a few oils that you could use to get rid of germs. So germ eliminator, detox, and to help boost your immune system.
Okay, we got a couple comments here. Sue's got to go to the field.
Ooh.
So thanks for joining us, Sue. We'll catch you later.
Finish later.
And then Joanna's over here on Instagram. Joanna has a new studio in Olds, Shine Studio Olds, so you can check her out. She has yoga booty classes, she has art stuff for the kids, all kinds of stuff going on. She also has TriMag.
Ooh, yes.
In her shop, and then she's going to get CTP in there soon. So thanks for joining us, Joanna. And Anastasia says, actually, I enjoy listening every your topic. Too bad we can't maintain a conversation with you live. You can talk to us right now. I'm cooking now, and talking about food would be so appropriate. Well, Dorothy was doing a Cooking with Dorothy live show that we're going to do again. So we do blocks of that, kind of like seasons.
Right.
So that's definitely something we can talk about. And we do a live every Friday morning, so we're here every Friday morning. You can join us. And then we do more lives on our Facebook page than Instagram, because Instagram, I suppose we start our audience on Facebook, so we have more of an audience on Facebook. So we do more lives here. So if you are on Facebook, you can visit Trueform or facebook.com/trueformlife, and you can catch us live there and ask more questions if you like. Hope that helps.
Your turn, Drew.
Enter Dorothy.
I just talked.
Okay, what's my topic? Or what's mine? Dorothy planned this.
I don't think Drew is listening.
Just tell me what to talk about.
We were talking about detoxing the germs out, like getting germs out of your body, getting the toxin buildup out of your body to help boost your immune system or get it working stronger.
Right. And did you tell me what I'm supposed to mention there?
No, you're on your own.
Okay. Awesome. I can handle this. Joanna says, TriMag is fire. Thanks for the mention. You're welcome. Okay, so when it comes to detoxing your body, I think, just like earlier we talked about, Dorothy talked about her Thieves, and Jen was talking about how clean it got. I think we have to first figure out what's the toxins that are causing our body to be filled with toxins. So I wrote Detoxify Yourself, which I never bring in front of us for some reason.
I can go grab it.
That's okay. So, excuse me, Detoxify Yourself is a book all about the toxins we put in our body and we put on our body. So if you're cleaning with toxic ingredients, toxic supplies, that's going to cause more toxins in your body. So our skin is our biggest organ that causes toxins to go in our body as well. So it affects us not only topically but internally as well. So I think we have to understand that if you're trying to get rid of toxins in your life, we have to look at the toxins we are cleaning with, the toxins in our bathroom. So you have to look at the toxins that we're shampooing with, brushing our teeth with, cleaning the sink with. It's all there. Like it's funny, like if you have your toothbrush on the sink and you're like scrubbing your sink with bleach, and then you take that toothbrush and put it in your mouth, you're eating bleach.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
And breathing it in, right? We think that, a lot of times I think we just think about what we digest or what we consume or we eat, but what we breathe in goes directly into our body. What we put on top of our skin goes directly in our body. It takes 20 seconds for whatever we put on our skin to reach inside our body.
So the other part is, of course, what we're ingesting or putting in our bodies. So if you're putting toxins in your body, so like processed food, refined sugar, alcohol, tobacco, I would say caffeine is one of them as well. And I know people are like,
don't talk about my coffee that way.
How dare you? You know, it's interesting. We have TriMag, like we're going to stand out with being magnesium experts because we read about it every day and study about it and answer questions. And coffee actually depletes your magnesium levels, so the caffeine. So if you're having like caffeine pills, some people take that, actually, if you could imagine, to help increase your metabolism, to help burn body fat, to unnaturally speed up your heart rate. It's madness. But there's a lot of drawbacks from coffee and caffeine, unfortunately, and people don't want to hear that. So I still feel like that's important to share. Mm-hmm. But if you're looking at those toxins that you're putting in your body on a regular basis, that's filling ourselves up with toxins. So I think, at least for me, it'd be important to take a step back and figure out what toxins you're putting in before you go and be like, oh, I need to detox or put clean stuff around in and around your body and around your environment.
Yeah. So number one tip is to look at detoxing for a strong immune system, because our immune system can't run strongly, or we can't boost it if we are consistently putting all these toxins in our body. There's actually something called body burden, and that's when our body reaches a level of having so much toxins that it's like, whoa, that is enough, and then it's burdened from all the toxins. So then it starts reacting in different ways, and that's when we see things like if you're not feeling well, like coughs, colds, flus, digestion problems, sleeping issues, all of those things, your body's experiencing body burden from all the toxins and is having a tantrum. Your immune system, your body's having a tantrum against all of these toxins. Body burden. Look it up. Study it.
We know about tantrums, don't we?
I don't have tantrums. I do not have adult tantrums.
Well, they have grown-up tantrums.
No. Only sometimes.
So it looks like when it gets colder out, we're spending more time inside.
Right.
So we don't get that fresh air. We don't get a chance to get outside. And I think like visually and like breathing in fresh air, or like it's not just like our lungs, it's like our skin, and it's like sun, like we know like vitamin D and sunshine, like it all plays a big role. But now that the days are getting shorter and we're spending more time inside, we don't have that opportunity to reap the benefits of being outside or having more sunshine or having more fresh air. So you're stuck inside all the time, and it's a bit dusty, and you have your furnace going, and there's all kinds of stuff going on there. You guys should have your furnace filters checked too.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. And then if we think about what we are cleaning our house with, or, there's all kinds of toxins like air fresheners, candles, those plug-ins. If those are going through the air in our homes, that's decreasing the air quality. And I think,
oh my gosh, air fresheners. Like air fresheners in the car, my gosh. If someone has it's funny, is I see those air fresheners, and usually if someone has an air freshener, those like really low quality, cheap, like they look like a
tree.
And then you put them on your rear view mirror. When someone for whatever reason, if someone has one of those in their vehicle, they have like 10, and they're all like open. And if I get into a vehicle like that, I get like an instant like migraine. It's not like a headache. It's like someone is like grabbing the back of my head and like squeezing it, and they're hoping it's my head's gonna pop.
And that's your body burden. That's your body saying, "Whoa, I can't handle these toxins. I'm gonna give you a headache, so you get rid of these toxins," right?
At any rate, so you should get rid of that. Like, stop putting those toxins that are unnecessary in your vehicle or in your house.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the more you get away from toxic substances, products, ingredients, the more you are sensitive to them. I think I found that about myself. If someone walks by me with perfume on, for example, I'm like, whoa, right? But I used to wear perfume myself before I read up on the word fragrance. But you wouldn't notice it. I didn't notice it back then. But now, if someone just walks by me, I'm like, whoa, burning eyes and instant headache.
It's crazy. And you walk by someone with like a bunch of perfume, and who knows, like maybe they put one spray on.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But you walk by and it feels like it smells like they bathed in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like sometimes I literally cough when I'm walking next to someone. what is that? And like I couldn't imagine like going through years and years of like having all this fragrance and then like being so powerful and you not even know it's there. But John said my friend Rick has the reaction to those trees. Oh yeah, and I thought you were gonna say. Because John, you're like in the construction world and like you work on flooring and you're like using your body and like always active and stuff. But when I was in the construction world, I know it's not like construction world is like a big umbrella with a lot of different things, but like so many guys would have those smelly things in their cars or in their vehicles. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, I think they don't want to clean their vehicle, so they put the smelly stuff in
You think so?
What do you think, John? You probably deal with a lot of those guys.
Next topic. So the next thing we wanted to talk about is huge for us, and we talk a lot about this actually, and it's sleep. So without proper sleep, or the proper amount of sleep throughout the evening or throughout the day, our immune systems don't have enough time to recover and to regain strength. So your immune system is always fighting. There's constantly fighting a battle against toxins in our environment and what we're putting in our body, what we're putting on our body, what we're breathing. So they're always in a fight or flight stage. Is that the right way to say it? Fight or flight stage? But they need time to rest. Your immune system needs time to rest and recover. If you're not getting the proper amount of sleep, then it doesn't have the right amount of recovery time, which means it's not going to be running strong. And then when your immune system is low and down, that's when you get sick. So making sure that you get a proper amount of sleep is really important.
And I think that we all deal with that on some level. We just don't always know. Like, we know that we don't function that well or 100% when we're not sleeping throughout the night. But I think most people don't know what to do about it. So if you're not a sleeper, like, you kind of have to change your lifestyle. And that's why we always talk about lifestyle, because it's pretty challenging to it's pretty challenging to be like, don't watch loud, crazy movies. Stop drinking a couple beers before bed, and like washing it down with a bag of chips and maybe a cigarette. Like I don't know. Like, of course that's a fabrication. I just made that up. But if that's your lifestyle, like if that's what you do every night, it's pretty difficult to be like, stop doing that, and then that person be like, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. You have to take progressive steps and progressive changes. But if like that's like those things will keep you up at night. And so many people are doing those things or versions of them. So someone could be like, I don't drink a beer before bed, but maybe you drink an energy drink at 3 p.m. at like 3 in the afternoon. Like it's the same difference. Like it's the same thing that we're talking about here. And that's a reason why you're not sleeping at night. I got a quick story here. They were giving away free energy drinks at on the Strand here. And we had one that was like cleanish. It had some cleaner ingredients. And I had one at like 3 or 4. Not one. I had like a small glass of it. And I didn't sleep that night. And it's like What's that?
You're like, why did I do that?
Yeah, of course it was a big mistake. Like, oh, that wasn't very smart. But I don't think we put two and two together. Like, we don't realize, like, the foods that you're putting in your body at lunchtime are going to translate to, like, how you're going to feel in the afternoon, likely what you're going to have in the evening, and then how you're going to feel the next day. And we don't, like, connect the dots to realize what's happening in our lives.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think we become complacent as well. For example...
Be right back, Instagram. Don't go anywhere.
We become complacent. Maybe we don't sleep very well, and we just accept that. I'm not a very good sleeper. Or same with our with getting sick or not feeling well. Oh, I always get sick in the fall. We just become complacent and accept that as our norm instead of taking steps to control it. Or because we can... I mean, there are certain times that, yes, our immune system is down and you can't really control getting sick. But if it's happening on a consistent basis, then there are things we can do to boost it. Like we talked about the detoxing, getting a proper night's sleep. One thing that we really like to do, at nighttime, is use like lavender essential oil to help us relax, to help us sleep. So that's one essential oil you could add in with your thieves. So lavender is great to help promote sleep. So you can diffuse that. You can rub some on your wrists or behind your ears, behind your temples, inhale it, and that's going to help you sleep. But I think one of the number one toxins is stress. And then stress will break down your immune system as well. It's really important to find a way to relax and get rid of stress or reduce stress, whether that be meditation or, whatever you do but you have to find a way. Exercise, right? Exercise reduces stress. Meditation or breathing exercises, and that all goes back to an evening routine as well. So we can look to a variety of different things to help us relax. And you betcha I would have an oil for that. Rest and relaxation.
Did you forget it? Suzanne says, "Morning, everyone."
Good morning.
John says, "Good morning." I imagine he's referring to you, Suzanne.
Yeah. Good morning, Suzanne. Thanks for tuning in.
I cut off Instagram so we could restart it, and we lost our audience.
We lost them? Instagrammers, where did you go?
Yeah, and it's important. Like, we talk about many different things to help improve your sleep, and that those evening routines make such a big difference. So, like we're talking about, like if your evening routine is like filled with reasons that are going to keep you up, like stimulants that are going to keep you up and keep you awake, it's going to be super challenging. We have seen all kinds of results from TriMeg, which we are so excited about, as you can tell. We show it every chance we get. But a lot of times people struggle with sleeping at night. So there are tools for your toolkit. But you have to understand, that's why we talk about these evening routines and like getting yourself into a healthy habits. So you can like diffuse lavender and you can take your magnesium on a regular basis. But if you are, can you pull yourself together?
I just interrupted. Sorry, Drew. I interrupted. Go ahead.
You done?
If you diffuse lavender.
You know what the thing is, like, teachers are used to talking to people, but they're the worst listeners. Like, when you do presentations for teachers, which I do presentations for teachers. You talk to teachers. You have conversations.
For teachers?
I did workout classes with teachers, and they don't listen because they're used to
talking.
They're used to talking all the time, or they do distracting things. But then if they're talking, they expect everybody else to listen.
Yeah. That's accurate. What do you want me to say? We are bad listeners.
I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I was saying like you could like use your lavender and you could use your magnesium. But so these are tools that we like to say in your toolkit. But for example, if you are doing all kinds of crazy things, like if you're partying on a regular basis or 3 or 4 times a night, if you have if you're not eating properly, if you have tons of stress in your life, like a bunch of tools, like a few tools, probably aren't going to make that much of a difference.
That's right.
Unfortunately. And then from a selling standpoint, that's not a good idea, right? Because we could say, hey guys, use Trimag. Doesn't matter what kind of lifestyle you live, it'll help. But it doesn't work like that. That's not who we are, and that's not a message we want to share. Like we want you to know, like, you have to make lifestyle changes, and of course we want you to try our product, and of course we want it to benefit you. But if you're not taking other steps to help improve your life, nothing's gonna help.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing, like we were talking a little bit about essential oils this morning. One essential oil is not going to change your life, but if you hop on the lifestyle and incorporating them daily and doing other things like reducing your stress and detoxing your body, then it is going to increase the benefits. But I'm not going to say, here guys, use this bottle of lavender and you'll have sweet dreams and restful night's sleep every night, because like I said, it takes a little bit more than that.
What else is on the agenda? Do you guys have any questions? We got a pretty quiet audience today. Sometimes you guys don't stop talking. You got that one, did you? Sometimes it's quiet. That's okay.
I just want to show this guy real quick. Look at Cody there.
That's Cody.
That's Cody. He's enjoying the show.
He's so funny.
He's so funny.
He like just opened his eyes like, you guys talking to me? No? Okay.
Cody is what we call a lounger.
Morning, Christina.
You can find Cody like this most of the day. He loves his walks. He actually goes on a hike every Thursday. And oh, John, you and John were good listeners? Is that what he's saying?
No. He said we're being good listeners.
Oh, we're being good listeners!
Unlike some of us.
Me? Is he referring to me?
No, Suzanne. Suzanne says he's your dog. No, he's not our dog.
No, he's our friend's doggy. We're babysitting.
We have, you see pictures of us, like we have dogs around us, so that one of the dogs that you see often is the neighbor's dog.
Bear.
We share a backyard with him, so we take pictures and we post them around. Sometimes he's up here. We have the door closed. And then we work from home, and a lot of people in this area, they travel a lot.
We're very close to the airport, LAX, so a lot of people choose these little communities, including our community, around the airport as like their home because they travel so much. It's like 10-15 minute drive to the airport, so they can just scoot in and out easily.
And then we work from home, so it's not a big deal. And we go on walks or take breaks throughout the day, so it's not very difficult for us to be like, we'll take Cody. That's how pretty much how active he is.
He's older guy.
He's a bit older.
He's an older guy. He likes
boy.
to lounge. He's a very good boy. He knows we're talking about him. See? But the other week, last week, one of our neighbors was working these crazy long hours, like morning till midnight pretty much. So we looked after Elvis a bit during the day. We'd go get him. And oh, did you hear Elvis? Our neighbor's dog Elvis, we kind of just brought him over. He could play in the backyard with Bear. And, it's because they're at home all day. So they might as well hang out with us.
How many pets do you get?
We don't have any pets.
We have 0.
No pets, no kids.
0. Dorothy would like to change that, but...
Well, it's just difficult because we're back and forth. We travel a lot, back and forth, away a lot. And it's difficult to own your own pet.
Well, we can give them back after. Here you go. Your problem now.
Doggy sitting is like being an auntie. Or an uncle.
John says dogs are amazing. Yeah, the dog. We've learned so much from like the handful of dogs that we have around us, and it's nice to have. Sometimes like there's a couple that we really like, and when they're not here, we kind of miss them a bit.
Yeah. Or one, you may have seen pictures of Winnie. We have Winnie a bit too, and Drew was riding his skateboard on the Strand, or we sometimes see Winnie walking with her owners on the Strand when we're biking. And we're like, Winnie! And she runs up to us and gives us a big hug. And she's always so excited to see us. What did Suzanne say? When
Suzanne,
going to have kids?
we're getting very personal
Oh
here,
my
Suzanne.
goodness.
Undecided. Suzanne. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning. Can I ask how old are you?
We're wise beyond our age. John says, "Do you listen to Cesar Millan interview? I highly recommend it." I actually watched Caesar for I watched episodes of it like years ago, and then I watched a couple recently, but I don't know which interview you're talking about. I think he's got a bunch, or maybe there's one popular one. I'm not sure. Let me know. What do you have on the list there still?
Well, the last one we were going to talk about was digestion, our favorite topic, and how important that is to a healthy immune system. So if you're just tuning in, we talked about our number 1 tip was detoxing, number 2 was sleep. So number 3 is digestion, and making sure that you are having proper digestion, right? Through food, through exercise. I was hoping you would kind of come in here. You're just hanging
That's
out.
pretty short to lead me in. Yeah. So a lot of people that we deal, so digestion isn't like just an upset stomach. If you have gas, bloating, indigestion, if you have cramping on a regular basis, that's not normal. I gotta tell you, it's not normal. We hear from people all the time that are like, "Oh yeah, that just happens all the time," or "Every time I eat this, but it's okay. I like that food." It's not normal, and you don't have to live with discomfort. Like you don't have to like every time you eat, you don't have to have like diarrhea, or you don't have to wonder what it's like to have proper bowel movements. And like if you're having 2 or 3 or 4 poops a week,
that's not okay.
It's not enough. Like there's digestion issues going on there. So it's important to understand that you don't have to deal with digestion issues on a regular basis, and we can help.
And the thing is that I've learned, because
Hi, Joanna.
kind of where
Sorry we cut you off there.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming back.
Thanks, Joanna, for coming back. It's kind of where my healthy journey began, and not just like with healthy eating, with exercise, and then how I got into essential oils was my digestion issues. I had huge digestion problems. It took us a long time to get me straightened out, digestion-wise. But we did all kinds of nutrition, like elimination diets, to see about different foods that would sensitive, or what's that word, that would trigger digestion issues. Anyway, it was a long journey for us, nutrition wise, to figure it out first, and then that's kind of how I got into the essential oil world. First was looking at some essential oils to help with digestion, and I have no idea where I was going with that. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. And it has nothing to do with what I just said.
You know, sometimes when people just talk to talk.
Sometimes I do that.
They don't know what they're saying. They're just talking.
Sometimes I do that. But what I was going to say was that a lot of us, digestion problems, or a lot of us that get sick or aren't well, it all is going to be coming back to food. Like, we got to eat. A lot of times we don't eat enough food. So most times. How many percentage of time?
95% of the people we deal with don't eat enough food. And it's not just like, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. It doesn't matter what your goals are. In most cases, people don't eat enough food, which, at least I personally, I don't want to speak for you in this one, but I believe that most diseases in our bodies come from lack of nutrients because we're not eating enough food.
And like, I'm not hungry. Well, like that, like for us, like that doesn't fly. You need the food to nutritionize your body. So if you're not well, like, you need to eat more food if you're not feeling well. And when we say food, we're talking about foods that heal. So we've often talked about our macronutrients or our antioxidant category. Like, we need to eat to get better, to heal our bodies.
You know, what's interesting is, like, when we're not feeling well, like, I don't like using the word sick.
Yeah, we don't like that word.
That if you're, like, sick or have a cold, you have to put nutrients in your body. So our body is lacking nutrients in some form. So you have to like find where you have to like drink veggie broth, or if you need to have your meat, you can drink your chicken broth or your bone broth, whatever it is. But you have to find a way to get nutrients in. You have to eat soup. So when we're not feeling well, fortunately it doesn't happen very often, but when we know like we have to like force ourselves to eat, or we make soup, or we make things that are easier to eat because that's the food going to heal your body. In most cases, people don't eat for a week, and then they don't feel well for a month later, and they can't figure out why. But you have to eat food.
Mm-hmm.
That's the essence of life.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a great question, Suzanne. She said that I get bloated when I eat salad. How do I change that? So that is a good example of a digestion issue. So, Suzanne, so thank you for bringing that up, first of all. But I think a lot of people would eat a salad, and they would be like, oh, my body doesn't like salads, or I can't handle salads. But your body's not functioning properly for a reason. It's pretty difficult to answer that question right here, Suzanne. We'd have to look at the other things that you're consuming, like what's causing digestion issues in your life. Like what other foods you're putting in your body, or what other substances, for example. I know you're on Trimag, that definitely helps. But taking trying to increase your gut bacteria will certainly help. So eating fermented foods like kimchi, raw sauerkraut, drinking fermented drinks like kombucha, or having like a homemade SCOBY, that will help increase your gut bacteria. And it's got to be done on a regular basis as well.
Yeah, so I'm kind of happy you brought up bacteria, Drew. Because our gut, which is actually our second brain, very, very, very important for our health, has good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So the bad bacteria is what we want to get rid of, obviously, but we want to keep the good bacteria in our in our body. We need it. Like, we need that good bacteria. But unfortunately, with most of the conventional items like that we use for antibacterial, it's getting rid of both the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So if we look at hand sanitizer, for example, that's getting rid of the good bacteria as well as the bad bacteria. If we look at our conventional cleaning supplies, it's getting rid of good bacteria and bad bacteria. So then we have nothing left, like no good bacteria left. So that can affect digestion as well if we don't have any of those good bacteria left in our bodies.
We should also look at having an alkaline body, your body being in an alkaline state as opposed to an acidic state. Again, that would go back to food, but there's things that you can do, like you can throw like a cap of apple cider vinegar in hot water with lemon, for example, or just have hot lemon water in the morning. But that, like, having more plants in your diet will help your body become more alkaline as opposed to more acidic. Like, unfortunately, the things that we love, like dairy, cheese, or like red meat, for example, like these cause our body to be more acidic, so that would cause digestion issues as well.
Mm-hmm. Suzanne, one oil.
Morning, Lori and Lisa.
Hey, Gloria and Lisa. One oil that I could recommend, Suzanne, for it's a stinky oil. It doesn't smell very good at all, but one that has been super helpful for my digestion is called Digest. So this is a blend of, it's a blend oil of different plants and herbs, and it really helps with the bloating, the cramping, pretty instantly. Like, yeah. Pretty. But it is strong, like, and it doesn't have the best smell, but it works really good. Peppermint's also great for digestion and tummy upset as well, so you can rub some peppermint on your belly as well. So those are a couple of oils that could help improve your digestion as well. Both have worked really well for me. Peppermint and Digest are really great.
And there's like peppermint tea, for example. There's a lot of different things. It's a lot of different things, but there might be some like the root of an issue that you need to address, and we can certainly help you out. It's just challenging to answer that directly right here.
Yeah, and it's like we've talked about throughout the show. It is a combination of a bunch of different things from your toolbox. So if I look at essential oils, for example, I wouldn't say take this Digest bottle and it's going to improve or get rid of all your digestion problems. It would be Digest in combination with other things like looking at your food, like your nutrition, exercise, all of those things in a combination together.
Got a couple of comments on here. Come on.
I am in the habit of not taking kombucha every morning before I eat. Should I have it more? I am in the habit. Oh.
I am in the habit of taking kombucha.
Are you saying you do take it every morning and asking, should I have it more than a morning?
You take it every morning or not?
And if you're still experiencing digestion problems and you are having it consistently through the morning, there's not a problem of having it more. Like, right when I was having like really bad digestion problems, I would have some before every meal. A little bit of kombucha or a probiotic.
Sue says I put more lemon in my green smoothie than what the recipe calls for. My pH is good now.
Awesome.
Awesome, Sue.
That's a great way to get that alkaline body.
Oh my gosh. Suzanne says now. I'm not sure what that means, Suzanne.
I am in the habit now instead of not.
So you take it every morning? You take it every morning, and how long have you been taking it every morning? Oh shit, yes. How long have you been taking it every morning? I drink a lot of kombucha. Awesome.
You make your own, right, Sue? I think Sue makes her own.
I wanted to mention our fitness challenge real quick. I just randomly threw out. You know what's funny is like sometimes we like really try to get groups going, and then like no one was really interested. But I just randomly threw out we want to do a 10-day fitness challenge online, and then we had like over 30 people answer, which I thought was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to mention that real quick. If anyone's interested in a 10-day fitness challenge online, let us know in the comments because we will. We're thinking about putting one together.
And also, that's a great point to do with our tip about detoxing, that exercising will help your body detox as well. So we will sweat out those toxins and those germs built up in our body through exercise. So that's if you aren't feeling well or you feel something coming on, that is one of the best times to exercise. A lot of times we are like, oh, I just don't feel so well, or I'm a little under the weather, so I'm going to skip the gym. No, get your butt to the gym and work out because you need to sweat out those toxins, and it will actually make you feel better. So, because you're gonna, I just pictured the little germies just like going out of my body.
So, at any rate, we're thinking about starting like kind of like we do a soft launch on like a Friday, and then we do group support throughout the weekend, and then we launch on a Monday. So we're thinking about. Are you looking at my hair?
I'm not.
You were looking at my hair?
No, I was just kind of staring into space, actually.
So we're thinking about doing that, starting today, and then the official start date is on Monday. Just throwing that out there. We thought we might get some comments, but it's pretty quiet out there today.
Sue said yes.
I'm not sure what that is. Yes,
for the 10-day fitness challenge.
All right.
She wants to join us. I think so. Did I just volunteer you, Sue? Is that what you meant?
What else?
Well, those were our 3 tips that we went through. Anything else?
Okay. I don't think so. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Do you guys have any other questions for us? We can be here for a few more minutes. Got a new podcast coming out here. Oh, Krista, you're still here with us. Awesome. Thank you. It's always nice to know people are hanging out with us for a duration.
Yeah, that's nice.
Krista said she's in. Yeah, awesome. For the fitness challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to figure out how to structure that, but we'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy and I will put our heads together and make it work. Suzanne says,
I buy it at the store and I have been taking it since I did the detox with you at the beginning of the year. That's the kombucha.
Okay, that's awesome. So if you have hard to digest meals, like for example, if you're going to eat out, like we don't eat out very often, but if we're going to a friend's house, if we're going to a restaurant, and we know we're putting food in our body that our body's not used to, we'll take extra kombucha before and then after.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to prevent a bit. Beginning of the year since January, so that's a pretty good time if you're taking consistently every morning. Like that's good. Just look at the name brand. Look at the name brand you're buying. That's something I would like if it's store bought. You can make your own pretty easily, but which might be a bit more concentrated. You can find good quality ones, but I think that those I don't want to put down kombucha companies, but like I think some kombucha companies are more for like commercialized, like more for flavor and look than health benefits. But there are good companies around. Like we have one locally in Innisfail, and they sell it in Olds. At any rate, just look at the ingredients, because sometimes you'll find some of those bottles that are store bought that don't have clean ingredients, and but you can. I'm sure there's some that you can find that's a bit cleaner. We like to make our own, so that's something that we do. But if you
could, Suzanne, try making your own and see if there's a difference, right?
Yeah,
between like if it improves. If you make it on your own, I have to say that when we have ours as opposed to a store bought one, I can notice a difference, right? It seems like maybe it's stronger, like maybe the bacterias are more cultured or more of them in the homemade stuff. But we also have some tutorials or some videos on how to make your own as well that you could check out, Suzanne. We have that's just Cody. We have a ginger bug recipe that doesn't involve needing a SCOBY, for example, because sometimes SCOBYs can be a little bit more difficult to find. But if you find somebody that makes their own kombucha, I'm pretty certain they would be happy to give you a SCOBY, because the SCOBYs just multiply till the point you're like, whoa, I have all these SCOBYs. What am I going to do?
It's true.
SCOBY Hotel!
Yeah, just keep working on it, Suzanne, and let us know how things are going and how we can help in the future. But keep doing your kombucha. Just check the name brand, see the ingredients, and then just take your magnesium and see what else is going on. Might want to consider Digize as well, but keep us updated and let us know how it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if we have much else. Did want to mention my new podcast coming out again here. It's called Transformations Through Running.
Yeah, got the title that time.
It's gonna be released here today, hopefully, or tomorrow. So we're pretty excited about that. The stories are amazing. The transformation stories, the inspiring, they're motivating. So hopefully you get a chance to check that out. I'm really hoping to get on New and Noteworthy and iTunes, which means we're gonna need every single one of you
your help.
to leave a ratings and review and subscribe to the channel when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you how to do it. Some of you said that you weren't exactly sure how to do that. It's not all that challenging, but we can definitely point you in the right direction.
Yeah, we can help you out. If you want to leave a review and don't know how, just let us know, because we can help you.
John's out of here. Thanks, John.
Thanks for tuning in, John.
Probably off to work, John.
Yes.
Starting at 9, John. You might be a few minutes behind. Thanks for joining us, John. And then we have
CTP.
Complete Truth Protein isn't something we mentioned today. Not sure why, but it definitely one of our biggest benefits of Complete Truth Protein is the digestion assistance it helps with.
That's right. So one of the two main benefits of CTP is to improve digestion and increase energy. So if you are having digestion issues or need to boost your nutrients, like we talked about the importance of nutrition in food for your immune system, then you can definitely look into Complete Truth Protein. We've got one for smoothies here. This one you throw into your smoothies. But if you're not a smoothie person, we have one for baking as well.
And if you're not a baker, you can make raw recipes with this one as well.
That's right. So we have protein ball recipes, granola bar recipes that you can make without even baking.
Yeah. So if you're interested in CTP, let us know. Shoot us a message and we can ship it off to you or have it delivered if you're closer, local in the area. Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Well, same as, I know you already mentioned TriMeg, but same as TriMeg, will help you improve your sleep and improve digestion as well. So some of those things we talked about to improve your immune system to avoid getting, I don't want to say the S word.
Not feeling well?
To avoid not feeling well.
Especially with the colder weather coming.
Yes, yeah. And then, of course, we did mention a few essential oils throughout the show. If you are looking for essential oils, we can help you out with that as well. I am a distributor for Young Living, so we can hook you up with some essential oils if you're interested.
That's right. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We always appreciate your time coming in to see what we have going on.
Yes, thanks, guys. I love our Friday mornings. Love hanging out with you guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next Friday, if not before.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.